welcome back. This week's video is going to be a random number generator chooses how many pages I read for the week. So I feel like I preface every video by saying this. If you don't know, I work full-time 9 to 5, so anything that I read outside of, or like during the week outside of work hours, is a blessing to me. I feel like I barely have any time to read at all. Saying that, I'm gonna put the page generator up to 200 pages. That could be a bad choice. However, I just really want to challenge myself this week. I barely read anything last week and I'm so mad at myself for it. So let me just screen record. Today's Sunday. We always start these videos on a Sunday most of the time, and we're going to be doing this for the week. So okay, we've got increments of 5. We're just going to spin the wheel for today. I have already read like 100 pages today. I finished a book earlier from last week's video, so I have already read today, but we're going to add this on top of what I've already read so that it's not cheating. So let's see. I'm scared. Okay, I don't know why I was scared. We got 35 pages. I am actually kind of mad that we only got 35 pages today because, like I said, today is the one day. Today's Sunday, so I'm not at work today, which is very annoying. So I'm going to read 35 pages, and then if I do want to spin the wheel again, I might. But I am going to pick up Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I have not started this book. Don't let the bookmark deceive you. This is a romance about a girl called Chloe and a guy called Warren. I'm pretty sure this book features like foster care. I think Warren's younger brother is also deaf and uses ASL. And I think both Chloe and Warren are like the primary caregivers of their siblings respectively. And I don't know how they meet. Oh, okay, it's a new initiative within foster care where 2 prospective guardians join households. Okay, that sounds very cool. So they're both going to be looking after their siblings together, it sounds like. I've heard such good things about this. The cover is, it just really makes me want to read it. So yes, I am going to start this challenge with Next of Kin. It's like literally 2 hours later. I've been reading this book for 2 hours. Safe to say I completed the 35 pages for today. I'm on page 198. I don't really know how that happened, but it did. So I read 198 pages in 120 minutes, and Bookly is saying that I have 1 hour and 14 minutes left to finish this book, which is insane. Honestly, I would sit here and finish it right now, but it's 7:15. I mean, it's 7:45, and the Euros final is on at 8, and England are in the final, so you best believe I'm watching. So yeah, I would finish this right now if I had the time. But yes, I'm 62% in to this book. In terms of thoughts and feelings, I absolutely love this book. So it's about Warren and Chloe, who are both trying to adopt their siblings. Chloe has a newborn baby sister, and her mom is like a drug addict, an alcoholic, all of that, and she is trying to get custody of the baby. Warren is a similar age to Chloe and wants custody of his 15-year-old brother who is deaf, and they basically team up to work together to try and both adopt their respective siblings. The CPS have basically told them they'll have more chance of getting approved if they enter this program where they team up with another prospective adoptive parent, if that makes any sense whatsoever. At the start, Warren was really like cold towards Chloe. He was so focused on like getting his brother back. He didn't want to he didn't want to get close to Chloe. He just wanted to live there because he's living in her apartment. He just wanted to live there with his brother and basically like not talk to each other, barely see each other, because he was just so focused on Luke, his brother. But then they quickly realised that it's a lot easier if they work together with both of their siblings. And Warren has really warmed up, and he's so protective of Chloe. There's little things that he does with the baby that is just so cute. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this book so far, and Warren and Chloe, I just love them. So yeah, I have about 125 pages left ish. I'll either carry on reading tonight, or I'll see you tomorrow when I spin the wheel again and we'll read my pages after work, because tomorrow's Monday. Hopefully I'll get about 125 pages tomorrow so that I can finish this book. Okay, we're back for day 2 of the wheel spinner. I didn't read anything else after the Euros last night because England lost the Euros, which was really sad. So I was just too depressed to read anything else. But I am going to spin the wheel again for today. I'm currently on my lunch break, so I won't be reading or starting to read my pages until after work. But I am going to spin the wheel now just so I know what I've got to reach later on. So let's just spin and we'll see. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. So we got 185 pages. That's a lot of pages. 185. Right, okay. I'm gonna figure out exactly how many pages I have left of this book. This book, it looks like I'm only halfway through, but the book actually finishes there, and all of this is the next book. So I have 123 pages left of Next of Kin, which means after I finish this book, I'll then have to read 62 pages of a different book. So that means I've got to start a new book today. That's fine, okay, whatever. So I will be finishing Next of Kin later on to reach my page goal. Yeah, I'll see you when I have an update on my pages. Okay, I have just finished Next of Kin. So I've read 123 pages so far. So I have 62 pages left to read. So before we move on to finishing the pages in a new book, I will just give my thoughts on Next of Kin. I can't stop smiling. Why can't I stop smiling? I loved this book so much. I don't know that I've ever read anything like this. It features like ASL and deaf representation. It also heavily features like foster families and adoption and the fostering process. It's very much like Warren and Chloe both come from broken families with they have a lot of trauma, both of them, but that makes the found family aspect of this so much better. I just loved it. I literally cannot stop smiling. I don't know why. Yeah, this book was really good. I don't know whether it's a 5-star. I'm feeling like 4.5 right now. I don't know why. I might leave the ratings till the end just because I'm not fully decided on it yet, but this was very good. So now I have 62 pages left to read today, and I don't know what to start. The 3 books I have left on my July TBR are all fantasy books, but none of them are really fantasy books that I feel like I want to pick up right now. I really have no idea. I might have to have a break and think about it. Like I said, it's only 7 PM, so I've still got like 3 hours before I go to sleep to read these 60 pages. But yeah, I'll let you know when I have picked out a book. But I would definitely recommend this one if you are looking for a romance and you don't mind reading about foster families, and also there's like references to drug addiction and alcoholism. If you don't mind reading about things like that, I'd recommend this. Guys, this is about to be so random. And I'm sorry for doing a 180 on you, but I'm gonna use this chance So I have to read 62 pages. I'm going to use this chance to try and get through Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I've been in the middle of this book for maybe over 6 months. I started reading the series because I've never actually read it before. I obviously love the films. I'm British. What British person doesn't love the Harry Potter films? But I never read the books. I read the first two, absolutely loved them. Started reading this one, was loving it. I don't know why I stopped. I think I actually was reading this when I first started my job. So that's 9 months ago. That is insane. I think I stopped because I just wasn't reading much when I first started my job. So I want to try and finish this, and as I've got 62 pages left for today, I'm like, I might as well read something that A, is fast, and B, is going to get me towards the end of a book rather than starting 60 pages of a new book. So if I read these pages, it'll get me to page 330 because I'm currently on page 268. And then I'll only have like 100 pages left of this book. Yeah, I'm gonna read this book for the last 62 pages. It is also on Kindle, and I think I was reading this book on Kindle before, so I feel like this will just be the easiest way to bang out these last 60 pages. Really random, and it is literally July, and I feel like the Harry Potter books are not July weather. But let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can, oh, you can't tell. It's literally pouring down with rain out there. I say pouring down, it's raining, and it has been raining all day. So I feel like this is perfect Harry Potter weather. So we're reading Harry Potter. Okay, excuse the angle and the lighting, but I have finished today's pages. I read page 353 of this book, which meant I read 82 pages of this. 85, I mean. I was supposed to read 62. So I went over my goal for today, which I'm very proud of. I only have like 100 pages left of this book, so honestly, if I get like 100 pages tomorrow, I'm just going to try and finish this book. It's so fast. My Kindle's saying I only have an hour and a half left to read. So yes, Monday, goal completed. It is Tuesday, my dudes. And we are about to spin the wheel for today. I am just about to finish work. I have about 20 minutes left, so why not spin the wheel now so that we're ready for the eve. Let's go. I'm scared. Again. Okay. We got 180 pages. Let me figure out exactly how many pages left I have of this Harry Potter book. Okay, I have 109 pages left of the Harry Potter book, which means I'll have 71 pages left to read of a different book. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for now I will be finishing this book and then beginning another one. So I have finished Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, so I've read 109 pages today so far. I honestly don't know what to rate this because I did start it so long ago, literally like 9 months ago. I have no idea what my rating is. The last 150 pages that I read today and yesterday were good, but probably just not. It would have been a better reading experience if I just finished it 9 months ago when I started it, but it was still good, and I'm still enjoying this series, and I do want to finish reading the books. I don't know when I'll pick up the next one though. So I do have 71 pages left to read today. I need to read The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. This is my work's book club book this month, and the meeting is next week, and I haven't even started it, and it's like 500 pages. Oh, it's over 500 pages. So I do need to start this book. I'm really not in the mood to, but I did download the like free sample on my Kindle. The full book is not on Kindle Unlimited or anything, but I did download the free sample, which I imagine is at least 70 pages. So that's what I'm gonna read tonight, is The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I don't know what this is about. I know that it's dual timeline, like something happens in these girls' childhood, and you get flashbacks to then, and then you also get now's Pav. Okay, so the main character Charlie is a lawyer. She's working on a case that triggers memories she desperately tried to suppress because the shocking truth about the crime which destroyed her family won't stay buried forever. Okay, the synopsis does sound good, but I'm just not in the mood for a 500-page Karen Slaughter book. But yeah, I'm going to read the first 71 pages of this to complete today's goal. Okay, it is Wednesday and we're back for another wheel spinner. However, I am just going to update on what happened yesterday. So, I had to read 71 pages of a different book after I finished Harry Potter. I ended up reading 43 pages, which means that we have to add on 36 pages today to whatever the wheel spinner spins, because I am nothing if not competitive and feel like I have to add on the pages I didn't read yesterday. Thoughts on this book? So, I ended up downloading this on Audible using one of my Audible credits because I was reading the book and I was so bored. So bored. This author is going into so much detail that I don't think is necessary. Like, it might become necessary later on in the book. Like, maybe all these details she's saying will become relevant, but right now they're just boring me. So it took me about an hour to read the first 43 pages of this book. But yeah, I did end up just downloading it so that I could just do other things while listening. The 43 pages that I read was like the flashback to when these two sisters, Charlotte and Sam, were younger. Basically their dad is a lawyer and he defends really like controversial people like rapists and murderers, and basically people are not happy with this man. Their house burned down, they had to move somewhere else, and in this new house the two girls and their mom are at home by themselves while the dad is at work. This is not a spoiler, by the way, this is the first chapter, the first flashback. Yeah, they're at home by themselves, the dad's at work, and a guy comes to the house, or two men come to the house expecting to find the dad who actually defended one of these guys. They basically have a bunch of legal bills that they can't afford to pay, so they're planning on going there to kill the dad so that they don't have to pay these legal bills. Anyway, the dad's not there, they kill the mom, and then the two girls obviously go through so much trauma with these two men. I think they're 13 and 15 at the time that this happens, and then it basically ends with one of the girls almost dying, basically. I have no idea where this story is supposed to go. I know that we're going to be following Charlotte. I don't know if we're going to be following Samantha as well, but I know that Charlotte like becomes a lawyer and we're following her as she deals with like a case that's similar to, I guess, what happened in that flashback. But that's all I know, and honestly when I was listening to it, it made me feel so physically sick. I didn't know if I could carry on reading. So that being said, I am going to carry on listening to it rather than reading it, because again I was just so bored when I was physically reading it. But if it continues to make me feel like this physical reaction, I'm probably going to have to DNF it, because that was disgusting. Like, it described so in depth what happened to their mom and to her, and to the girls. It just made me feel so ill. It was gross. Which maybe that's good, like it's good writing to get a reaction like that out of a reader, but it was too much for me, so maybe I'll DNF, but I'll see. I'll carry on reading and just see if I can cope with it. Anyway, after all that, it is time to spin the wheel again for today's pages, and I need to remember to add on 36 pages let me spin the wheel. Okay, we got 75 pages and I have to add on 36 pages. It's 111 pages. So we have to read 111 pages today. That's fine. I am gonna listen again. I already said this, but I'm gonna listen to The Good Daughter as much as I can physically. But if it's too much for me, we're gonna pick up something else. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a few days since I last filmed. I think it's been like 3 days maybe. I took a break because that stupid book, The Good Daughter by Karin Slaughter, put me in a reading slump and made me not want to read anything. So I had to take a little break to sort of regroup, and hopefully today I'm going to get out of my reading slump by continuing this challenge. So I'm going to spin the wheel and we're going to see how many pages I have to read today, and then I'll talk about the book that I'm going to read instead. Oh, that's literally perfect. I have to read 100 pages today. 100 pages, that's fine. I am reading The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. This is Lucy Foley's newest release. If you don't know, she's the author of The Guest List, The Hunting Party, The Paris Apartment, which I loved every single one of those books, and I'm hoping I'm gonna love this one as well. This is set in a like rich posh hotel in the woods. It's like they're like cabins, but it's like really posh, and like only the highest upper class people can go there because it's so expensive. It's set on the south coast of England in Dorset, where I used to holiday every summer, so this is really weird. But we get loads of different point of views. I'd say the main character is Bella, who used to summer in Dorset every year, and we get past and present timeline of Bella when she used to summer there as a child or as a teenager, and then present timeline where Bella's old friend from Dorset basically owns this, or turns this place into this hotel, and she runs it. And we're also getting the perspective of her husband, also a guy that works there. There's loads of different perspectives, and there's also this myth called, or of the birds, and essentially the birds, I don't know if they're actual birds or people, but the law is that the birds serve justice. And that's all I'll say because I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm actually 229 pages in, so I have like just under 200 pages left, so hopefully if I read the 100 pages I will want to read more than that to try and finish this tonight. But yes, it's intriguing me. The past timeline is told through Bella's journal entries that she wrote when she was a teenager back in the day. I'm really enjoying the past timeline because it's giving some context as to what's happening in the present. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, I honestly don't know what's going to happen because like nothing seems obvious to me right now. So yes, I'm going to read my 100 pages of that book. Hopefully I'll finish it, but I will update you later. Okay, I have actually finished today's pages. I'm on page 351, so I've read over 100 pages. I don't know the maths, but everything is sort of coming together now. I have about 66 pages left, I think. Everything's like making sense. The puzzle pieces are fitting together. Everyone in this story is linked, like everyone, and it's just crazy how much like thought has gone into this book, how everything links and how everything just is starting to make sense. But yeah, so I only have about 66 pages left, so I'm just going to try and carry on reading and finish it tonight. The fan's on, so forgive the sound, but I have just been sat here all evening reading. It's 9 PM now. And I've finished The Midnight Feast. I'm going to work out how many pages I read. So I read 187 pages. So that was 87 pages over today's reading goal. But yeah, I finished The Midnight Feast. You know how like you think that, well no, things do wrap up and yeah, everyone's linked somehow. Everyone is linked. And then on the very last page there was this one sentence that made everything else make sense. And yeah, I definitely didn't expect like anyone to be who they were, or I just didn't expect the reasons for things. I don't want to say too much because it's a mystery and I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, it was very good. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I just really like Lucy Foley. But yeah, there was one sentence on the very last page of the book and I was like, oh my god, like it was just a little thing that just made things make more sense. I thought it was really good. 4 stars. Okay, I really apologise for the fan in the background. I'm sure the noise is really annoying, but it's so hot in the UK. I cannot sit here without a fan on because I will melt. It's been a few days since I last updated, or last did a day of this challenge, because I got sick and just didn't film for like 3 or 4 days because I was not very well. I won't go into detail. But I'm back to complete this challenge. This is going to be the last day. I actually did start The Teacher by Freida McFadden, and I'm on page 109. I was feeling like I was going to get into a bit of a slump, so I thought, what can I pick up that is going to guarantee to stop that slump from happening? And it's always Freida McFadden. So I'm on page 109, chapter 24. It's really good so far. It follows a few different perspectives. We have Addie, who is a student at this high school, and something happened with her and a teacher last year. We don't know what yet, but so she's sort of an outcast at this school at the moment. And then there is also Eve, or Eva, and she's a teacher at this school, and her husband is also a teacher at this school. So we're following Eve and Addie currently, and yeah, Eve seems a bit weird, Addie seems weird. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really good so far. So I'm going to spin the wheel today, and we're going to spend the last day reading The Teacher and seeing how far we can get through at that. So I'm spinning the wheel. We got 130 pages, which is not bad at all. If I read that, that will take us to page 239, so over halfway. So I hope that we can read that today. Honestly, hopefully even more, because I want to get through as much of this as possible, because I'm really enjoying it and I want to know what happens. So 130 pages today. I'm currently on my lunch break at work, but I'll read the pages later today. Okay, the fan is still on because it's so hot, but I actually ended up finishing The Teacher, so I didn't just read the 130 pages. I actually finished it, and this book was so good. I really enjoyed this. I think I'd briefly explain what it was about, but there were these 2 teachers who worked at this high school and a student, and it followed them, and that's all I want to say, because I absolutely gasped when I was reading this book multiple times because I just didn't know what was going to happen, and I don't want to say anything because I would rather people go into it that way as well. I am going to give this book 5 stars. I just really enjoyed it. Freida McFadden hits once again. Yes, so that is this challenge complete. I actually can't remember the books that we read during this challenge, but that's fine. I'll see you next week.